The Festival of Colors is returning to Pokemon Go, and in this video I will be going through everything the event has to offer, and I'll be going through the best tips to help you make the most of the event, including how to get a shiny that is normally locked outside of this event. So the event takes place from March 13th at 10 AM until the 17th at 8 PM local time. But what exactly does it have to offer? So for the bonuses, lure modules will be lasting for 3 hours, incense will be lasting for 2 hours apart from daily incense, Bruxish will be appearing more frequently when using incense, and you can get some snapshot photobomb encounters each day of the event. And this is how you'll be able to get that normally shiny locked Pokemon. You see, snapshot photobomb encounters are the only ways you can get encounters with Smeargle in Pokemon Go. But outside of very specific events like this one, Smeargle actually can't be shiny. So if you haven't got this shiny in the past, this is the time to focus it. So from this event, you will be able to get a certain amount of encounters with Smeargle through this snapshot photobomb method. So make sure you do these daily if you're hunting the shiny. But how do you get these encounters? Well, all you have to do is either go to a Pokemon in your inventory or play with your buddy Pokemon and then tap the camera icon to take a picture of the Pokemon. Once you've done this, there is a chance that Smeargle will photobomb the picture taken, and if it does, you can go back to the map screen and it will appear on the overworld map at your avatar's position. I do recommend heading to the settings and then to the AR settings and turn off Niantic AR to make taking pictures quicker and easier. Getting these snapshot photobomb encounters will also help you with your cameraman platinum medal. There will also be field research tasks rewarding Stardust and encounters with event themed Pokemon. There will be free timed research rewarding 1 incense, 4 rare candies, and event themed encounters. And you can also pay $2 for a ticket that'll get you 2 lure modules, 4 incense, 2000 Stardust, and encounters with Bruxish. There will also be Pokestop showcases for the event, and the Pokestops will be decorated. And there are actually some extra regional bonuses for the event, which I will be getting into in a moment. But first, what Pokemon will feature for this event? So in the wild, you will be able to encounter Drowsy, Magikarp, Natu, Aipom, Meditite, Dwebble, Red Flower Flabebe if you're in Europe, the Middle East or Africa, Blue Flower Flabebe if you're in the Asia Pacific region, Yellow Flower Flabebe if you're in the Americas, Bruxish, which can be shiny for the first time in Pokemon Go, and rarely you can encounter White Flower and Orange Flower Flabebe, and these ones you will be able to get no matter where you are in the world. In max battles will be Max Krabby, Max Beldum, Max Drillbur, and Max Darumaka. Not only that, but Max Raikou will be making its debut during this event as well, during its own Max Battle weekend. And on the last day of the Festival of Colors event at 6 PM, Max Chansey will debut during Max Monday. For the raids, in 3-star raids will be Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. In 5-star raids will be Tapu Koko, Mega Swampert will be in Mega raids, and Shadow Regice will appear in 5-star Shadow raids on Saturdays and Sundays only. And if you are located in India, you will actually get some extra bonuses for this event. You'll get a branching timed research, 1-star raids featuring Pikachu Rangakurta, and 1 additional candy for catching Pokemon from raids. And I will be going through some counters for these raid bosses later on in the video, but first, which Pokemon are most worth focusing on? Now, we do have Magikarp in the wild, and Mega Gyarados is the 5th best water type attacker with moveset Waterfall and Hydro Pump, and it's the 5th best dark type attacker with Bite and Crunch. Gyarados itself is also ranked 42 in the Master League, but for this it does want legacy move Aqua Tail to be at its best. With Magikarp being in the wild, it's a good time to get candy for it because Magikarp is a 400 candy evolution Pokemon, so if you are a newer player, this will be a great chance to make a dent in that candy requirement. We also have Meditite in the wild, and this one is good for Go Battle League, where its evolution Medicham is ranked 58 in the Great League with 5 15-15 IVs. Flabebe is also a good one to pick up whilst it's in the wild because Florges is a strong Go Battle League Pokemon. In the Great League, it's ranked 91 with 0 14-13 IVs, it's ranked 33 in the Ultra League with 0 14-15 IVs, and it's ranked one of the best Pokemon in the Master League at rank 7, which is really good especially for a non-legendary Pokemon because most of the higher ranked Pokemon in the Master League are legendary Pokemon, so they aren't very accessible and they are more difficult to power up with you having to raid to get their candy. So Florges is a really great accessible Pokemon for Master League. And whilst Bruxish doesn't have much meta relevance outside of the Psychic Cup, it is a new shiny for the event and it will be a common spawn, so worth hunting during this time if you want the shiny. For max battles, Max Beldum is available and well worth getting if you haven't got Max Metagross yet because it is a really great tank and it's the best steel type attacker for max battles currently. It also doesn't have a G-Max form, so it's safe to invest in. Outside of max battles, Metagross is the 3rd best steel type attacker with Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, and it's a decent budget psychic type attacker as well with Zen Headbutt and Psychic. It is also ranked 66 in the Master League. Max Drillbur is well worth getting for a few reasons. Max Excadrill is a great tank because of its typing having quite a few resistances, and also it's a great healer because it has high HP stat, meaning it will be able to heal for more with Max Spirit. And if you didn't know, the amount healed by Max Spirit depends on the user's HP, meaning the higher the HP of the max spirit user, the better the heal will be. Not only that, but it is also a really good Pokemon for quickly charging the max meter because it does have 2 0.5 second animation fast attacks, one for each of its typings. And at the moment, it's the best ground type attacker for max battles, and outside of max battles, it is a strong budget ground type at the 16th best, and in its shadow form, it's the 8th best and the 7th best as a steel type attacker. Max Darumaka will be worth going after because Max Darmanitan is the 2nd best fire type attacker for max battles, second only to G-Max Charizard, which is unobtainable for many trainers. It also doesn't have a G-Max form, so it's a fairly safe investment for now until better fire type max Pokemon become available, or if G-Max Charizard ever becomes more accessible. Outside of max battles, the Galarian form of Darmanitan is a 10th best ice type attacker. Max Chansey will be available on the last day of the event, and with its very high HP stat of 487 and even higher is Blissey at 496, this means it will be the best max spirit user in the game, and it generally would be swapped into during the Dynamax phase to heal up the team. Blissey is also a very useful gym defender, so worth getting that, especially if you are a free-to-play player that relies on gyms for Pokecoins. And we do have Max Raikou making its debut as well, and it will be the 3rd best electric type attacker after Zapdos and G-Max Toxtricity at the top. If you don't have either of those though, it is worth picking up. And also Shadow Raikou is the best electric type attacker outside of max battles, so it will be worth getting Max Raikou so you can leave it at power spots to gain more candy. For the raids, Tapu Koko is actually the 8th best fairy type attacker, and it does want legacy move Nature's Madness to be at its best, which it will have when caught from these raid battles this time around, so worth picking up now if you want it. And Mega Swampert is worth raiding if you haven't Mega Evolved one before, because it's the 2nd best water type attacker with Water Gun and legacy move Hydro Cannon, and it's the 9th best ground type attacker with Mudshot and Earthquake. And Swampert itself is a good Pokemon in Go Battle League. It's ranked 85 in the Great League with 0-14-14 IVs, it's ranked 35 in the Ultra League with 0-14-13, and it's ranked 84 in the Master League. Again, it does want legacy move Hydro Cannon, which will require an elite charge TM to get. But what are the best counters for these raid bosses? So starting with Tapu Koko, it does have a raid CP of 45,438, and the 100% IVs are 1810 and 2263, boosted in cloudy or rainy weather. It's an electric and fairy type, therefore it is weak to poison and ground types. The best counters are Primal Groudon, Shadow Groudon, Mega Garchomp, Shadow Excadrill, Mega Gengar, Shadow Garchomp, Shadow Mamoswine, Shadow Rhyperior, Fairy Inform Landorus, and Groudon. And for budget counters, which are generally easier to obtain and to power up, I would recommend Excadrill, Garchomp, Mamoswine, Rhyperior, Roserade, Overquill, and Gengar. This raid can be done with 2 trainers if you have some of the best counters at high levels, otherwise I would recommend a 3rd trainer to help out. And remember to party up 2's party power to make the raid easier. For Mega Swampert, it has a raid TP of 43,153, and the 100% IVs for Swampert are 1699 and 2124, boosted in sunny or rainy weather. Mega Swampert is a water and ground type, therefore it is weak to grass type attacks. The best counters are Mega Sceptile, Mega Venusaur, Shaymin Skyform, Kartana, Shadow Venusaur, Zarude, Shadow Tangrowth, Shadow Torterra, Rillaboom, and Shadow Sceptile. For the budget counters, I would recommend Rillaboom, Roserade, Chestnut, Decidueye, Meowscarada, and Venusaur. This raid is actually soloable if you've got some of the better counters at high levels, but if not, I would recommend taking a 2nd trainer. Now for the Pokemon you choose to focus on during this event, you will want candy for them, and there are some ways you can get extra candy during this event. Firstly, you can always use Pinat Berries to increase candy gains, and you can Mega Evolve a Pokemon that shares a type with the Pokemon you're catching to get more candy, Candy XL, and XP per catch. Now there isn't an overall type that features for this event, so there isn't a specific Mega Evolution you can do to cover all of them. However, there are some options. If you are looking to get more candy for Magikarp and for Swampert from Mega Swampert raids, I would recommend Mega Evolving a water type such as Blastoise, Gyarados, Slowbro, Swampert, or you can revert Kyogre. You could alternatively Mega Evolve a fairy type to get more candy for Florges and Tapu Koko, and for that you could Mega Evolve Gardevoir, Mawile, Altaria, or Diancie. Worth noting that for Pokemon from raids, you can actually Mega Evolve any type to get the bonus candy, but it does need to share a type to get bonus Candy XL. And make sure that whichever Pokemon you do decide to Mega Evolve is at max Mega level if you've got one, because you will be able to get more candy, XP, and chance for Candy XL if you Mega Evolve something at max level. And trading can also get you some extra candy depending on the distance between the two Pokemon traded. 10 kilometers or below will get you 1 candy and 10% chance for Candy XL. Between 10 kilometers and 99.9 kilometers, you'll get 2 candy and 25% chance for Candy XL. And if the distance exceeds 100 kilometers, you'll get 3 candy and a guaranteed XL candy. And remember, you will also get a guaranteed XL candy per trade this season because of the seasonal bonus. So definitely a great time to be trading and working on your Platinum Gentleman and Pilot medals. And if you are going to raid any 5-star raid bosses, I would recommend doing so during their raid hours on Wednesday at 6 PM, because you will get a guaranteed Rare Candy XL for each raid completed during raid hour. And if you didn't know, Rare Candy XL can actually be turned into XL candy for any Pokemon of your choice, so it is a very important item to have, and this is probably the most accessible it has been in the game so far. And doing these raids will help you progress your Platinum Rising Star and Battle Legend medals. And to use this candy to power up Pokemon, you will also need Stardust, and especially as you power up Pokemon to higher levels, the amount of Stardust you need gets exponentially higher. So it is a very valuable resource, and although there isn't a Stardust bonus for this event in particular, the day after this event ends, there is another small event that is one of the best events to get Stardust, and that will be Shelder Spotlight Hour. This event will take place on the 18th at 6 PM, and it will feature a 2x catch Stardust bonus. Shelder though is a Stardust boosted Pokemon, meaning it normally gives 1000 Stardust per catch instead of the standard 100 Stardust per catch. This will be improved to 2000 Stardust during the event and 3000 if you use a Star Piece. So I do highly recommend playing this event and using Star Pieces as well. It's also worth quick catching and using Origin Palkia's Spatial Rand Adventure effect so you can interact with more Shelder in a given area. Pokestop showcases will also be available during the event, and it's a good opportunity to get some XP and Stardust just for taking part. And you can get premium items for winning, such as Lucky Eggs and Star Pieces, which you can then use to get more XP and Stardust later down the line. And if you can, try to do showcases in more rural areas so you've got a higher chance of winning. And this will help you get your Platinum Showcases Star Medal, which is the only way to encounter PhD Pikachu in the game. With that said though, if you did enjoy this video, then I recommend checking out these videos on the screen now, and I'll catch you in the next one.